Yo, can y'all hear me? All right, can y'all hear me? Just want to make sure the audio is cool before we get started. If you can hear me, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if my audio is straight. Let me move the camera back just a little bit. There we go. All right, audio should be fixed. Let me know if you can hear me. Test. Should be good. I don't know why you can't hear me if you can't hear me. Okay. All right, great. So now we can hear, man. I hope everybody is doing well. We'll give it a few minutes for, people to come in here. Just wanted to say what's up before we get started. Hope everybody is doing good considering all of this crap going on. Today I don't have any, let me get my moody look going. Today I don't have any coffee, at least not yet. It's very possible my wife might bring some. And we got a lot to talk about tonight. So, like I said, I'm gonna wait a few more minutes to let a few people come in here. However, if you are already here, say what's up, man. Hope everybody's doing all right. Let me know. Let me know how everybody's doing, man. Make yourself known. I will still do a roll call before we get started. So if you here, say something. Let me know. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. It's been a long month or two. If you are here, I see there's 10 people so far. Do me a favor. Drop a like. It's not hard. Just hit the like button. And also, if you don't mind, go on Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is, and share this video out. I want to reach a lot of people with this. This stream is not monetized. There will be no super chats and none of that stuff. We'll talk about all that in a second. But yeah, if you here, say what's up, make yourself known. About another 3 or 4 minutes, we'll start the roll call, and then we will get this thing going, man, because we have a lot to discuss. Let me make this a little bit bigger so we can see everybody's comments. There we go. All right. Yeah, Andy, Cincy in the building. I see all types of places in the building. In case you didn't know, I am from Cleveland, Ohio. That's where I am. Is there no way to remove that? Anyways, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. That's where That's where I am. Things ain't been too crazy here, but they have been crazy. It's great to see everybody. For the people pouring in, it's great to see all of y'all. I will get to the comments in 1 second. I gotta ask again, if you are here, do me a favor and go share it out, because we got a lot to talk about. A lot that I just personally feel like I need to address, being a person of color, being a content creator, amongst a whole bunch of other things. So we got to talk about that. At least I need to talk about it, at least with y'all, before I can kind of go forward and do the stuff that I need to do. I don't feel right yet discussing or talking about anything else until this gets talked about. So a few people, mainly CJ Knows Tech and CJ Knows Tech, they have already kind of voiced their opinions. Those are my Creator Cafe squad members. Y'all make sure y'all check their pages out. And then tonight it's gonna get real, man. Y'all know how I get down. I really don't bite my tongue, and I can get quite emotional. Because to be honest, I'm not really an emotional person, but it's been some times where over the last week or two I've been infuriated, almost in tears angry, just from some of the stuff that's been going on. So like I said, we will wait maybe another 2 or 3 minutes, get the roll call started, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes tonight. I'm not really going to be in the comments too much because I got a lot of shit to say. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. Oh, let me turn the background music down just a little bit. I'm sorry. Okay, my mistake. It's my bad. All right, so yeah, I got a lot to talk about, man. And y'all know me, I really don't like to sugarcoat or hold my opinions back. So we might as well go ahead and get this cracking. First of all, welcome to another episode of TNT. This is episode 5. Last week, I did not stream just because I was not in the right headspace, number 1. Number 2, I just had a lot going on. Number 3, it just didn't feel right, man. It didn't feel right. I put out a video like 3 days ago, and to be honest, I didn't feel right promoting it. That's why y'all haven't seen me promoting like my videos and nothing on Twitter, nothing like that, because I just don't feel right doing it. So before we get into that, let me go through the comments. Look like we got about hanging around 10 to 12 people in here. If you just joining, drop a like for me. I really appreciate you. And then, go out, share this on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever. I would like to get as many people in here as possible. Tonight's stream is not about monetization, not about super chats. We got to talk, man. So let me go ahead and get started going through these people that are in here. First of all, C-Kid Tech, what's up, baby? Thanks for coming through, dog. I appreciate you, bro. Mark Coleman, what's up? Welcome back, man. I hope all is well with you. No coffee tonight, so just, hey, I hope all is well. C-Kids, audio music. Glenn, thank you for coming through, man. Glenn is a huge supporter of this channel as well as a few of my fellow brothers' channels. So, Glenn, thank you, dog. I appreciate you for stopping through. I hope you stay for the entire stream. Ariel, what's up, man? That's my Sony bro right there. Thanks for coming through. Beardley, what's up from Cincy? What's up, man? Thanks for coming through. John Hill, my man. Thanks for coming through from Indy. Chris McGill, we love that you're doing this, Terry. Listen, man, I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? In the grand scheme of things, I don't know what to do. So I'm just trying to do at least what I feel like I can do within my comfortable zone. Well, it's not comfortable at all, so that's a lie. But I'm just trying to do whatever I can. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's tweeting, the stuff that's going on, whether it's streaming about it, I'm just trying to do my part to spread awareness, because to be frank, this shit gotta stop. John Hill, will you leave this up on the channel? I may have to go, but to listen to this, yeah. So I typically leave my streams up for about 2 or 3 days, so you will be able to watch the replay. If you need to watch it tomorrow, totally understand, man. Thursday, it's a lot of people that stream anyway, so a lot of times people be bouncing from stream to stream. I understand. I ain't mad at you. If you need to rewatch it, the replay will be up and available for about 2 days. All right. DCI Visuals, man, thank you for coming through. Big supporter of the channel. I appreciate you. Art Supreme, thanks for coming through. Big supporter of the channel. I appreciate you. So now that we have those out the way, man, if you are just coming in, because there's more people starting to come in, welcome to episode 5. Tonight, shit is about to get real, so I'm just letting y'all know. But before we get started, please like this video. Also, do me a favor, go out, share it, all that good stuff. If you do not mind, I will really appreciate it on Twitter, Facebook, whatever the case may be. Now, tonight, I want to ask y'all, do not send me any super chats. Okay, I appreciate when y'all do. My family, we appreciate when you do. But tonight, I just don't feel right taking anybody's money. Okay. There are links down in the description. Instead of the money that you wanted to send me for whatever, please go to Jonathan Morrison's video. You don't even have to watch the video if you don't want to. However, there is a donate link on his video where you can make a donation to help support the cause. The money goes to the NAACP. Again, please do not send any super chats. I appreciate the thought, but tonight I really don't want to do that. The stream is also not monetized, so this is not about money. This is not about anything like that. Just keep that in mind. If y'all want to send money, hit the link in the description. Go to Jonathan Morrison's video, and there's a donate link right there that you can hit. Hit that donate link, and then you can send money directly to the cause. Also, there's a resource link in the description if you need more information, or if you want to know what you could do to help, then the resource link is there. All right. So, but I don't want to play this video I'm about to play. However, I think it's necessary. I think it's necessary to talk about the things I want to talk about in this video. So to preface on what it is that we're going to be talking about, number one, police brutality and how I feel about it. Number two, why I think things are the way they are. Number three, I really want to talk about Black Lives Matter, okay? Because there's so much, in my opinion, bullshit out there, and I want to talk about it. Ultimately, I want to talk about what I think can be done from everybody to help fix the problem. If you are just coming in, welcome. I just sorry if you just missed my whole spiel. Make sure y'all hit the link in the description if you want to donate. Please do not send super chats to this channel tonight. Let's give that money towards the bigger cause. So this video I'm about to play, yeah, Chris McKelwin said he just donated to Jonathan's video. It's mad easy to donate. I will be doing it after the stream. C-Kid Tech on his live stream last night happened to play the same video clip that I kind of had queued up. Oh, look at that. We got coffee, y'all. Thank you. You want to say hi to everybody? That's the wife. Thank you for the coffee. All right, we got coffee in the building. But yeah, C-Kid Tech showed this clip on his stream last night, and it's just by happenstance we both had the same video saved, probably from the same tweet, but I feel like this video is necessary. So please understand, it's graphic as shit, and it might piss you off. It pisses me off every single time I watch it, and this time I'm gonna watch it with y'all, okay? So I'm about to switch the scene real quick so we can watch this video. All right. Oh my God, that pisses me off so freaking bad. Like, I can't tell you how bad that pisses me off, man. Every time I watch that, I just, oh my God, it infuriates me, man. Like, why is this still an issue? Why is this still an issue? I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. It's 2020, and see, my problem is I try to stay in my bubble, right? I try to act like, I try to block out the things I don't feel like affect me directly. And I can't do that no more. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that no more because I've witnessed a lot of this shit firsthand. I've witnessed racism. I can't even believe we having this conversation, but the reality is right now, it's the reality. It's the reality. And I don't know why people feel like because of the complexion of your skin that you have additional rights. You know what I don't understand that. So let me just go on because I could just keep going. Police brutality. Okay, police brutality. First of all, I've been saying this for the last few days on Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. I have friends that are law enforcement officers and officers of the court, and I can't put them all in the same bucket. I can't say, even though it looks like it, that all of y'all are guilty of the same shit. I can't say that because the reality is just like at your job or whatever it is you do in life, there's people there that don't do things the right way. And they are not representative of everybody else that works there. Every bad cop is not representative of every single police officer in America. How do I know this? Because I got friends that are police officers. I got friends that work with the courts. I got friends who are bail bondsmen who have authority to arrest and XYZ. I know people like that. So I know that they're good people. I know that they don't sit there and abuse the power that they have. So I'm not about to put all police officers in the bucket and say that they all bad when they not all bad. That wouldn't be fair. However, what makes it so bad with police officers is there is the ability to kill somebody wrapped up in that. That's what makes everything different. The difference is if me and you get into a street fight, we both got a fighting chance to win the fight. We both got a fighting chance to walk away. We both got a fighting chance to win. With a police officer, it ain't really that easy, is it? It ain't really that easy. If I get into it with a police officer has the authority judicially to use deadly force against me at his discretion if he feels like his life is in danger, right? Especially from I'm just gonna listen, in this stream I'm calling a spade a spade. Black men are seen as threats to police officers. Why? I don't know. And listen, I'm pretty objective. I get that police officers do. There's police brutality against anybody and everybody, but it's way more prevalent when it comes to black people. Why? I don't know. Systemic racism is the issue. That's the problem, but I digress. Let's move forward. So this police officer now has this binding authority, to take my life if he feels threatened. And in these days, I could cough on a police officer and they'll feel threatened. And again, I'm talking mainly about this issue. I'm not labeling all police officers with this. I'm going to keep saying that because I stand strongly by that. It is not all police officers. It is not all white people. It is not you can't put everybody in the same bucket because it's just not fair. And it's not true. All right. But if I fear for my life at a traffic stop because you, officer, walked up to my car with your service weapon in hand, I'm not allowed to retaliate. I'm just supposed to sit there like this with a 9mm stuck in my face with one in the chamber. I'm just supposed to sit there and act like nothing's happening and that I'm cool. And if I pull out my weapon, then if I defend myself, just like the police officer got the right to, then I go to jail or worse. That's where the issue comes from. The issue with police brutality and why people are so goddamn angry is because we can't do the same thing. We can't do the same thing. That's the first prong of it. The second prong of it is because we can't do the same thing, that automatically gives police officers this power that they abuse. Not only do they abuse the power, half the time is not even freaking necessary. I can't tell you the amount of times I've seen black people with guns drawn on them that weren't armed, but it's not even necessary. But they have that power. Now, why is it that, and this is what I don't get. I've seen so many instances of white men, and again, I love all people. A lot of my friends are white. I have nothing against white people. I have a problem with racists. Okay, not all white people are racist. I'm not about to pin that on them because they're not. Sure, they have privilege, which we're going to talk about in 1 second, but not all of them are racist. Right? So, this is really, this is pissing me off. Okay, but why police officers feel like black men are a threat? A lot of times we are not even armed when a white man with a rifle or weapon or attacks the police only gets subdued and handcuffed, and it gets brushed up under the rug, mental illness, he had something going on. But to the black man, you feel like you need to pull out a gun or put your knee on somebody's neck for 9 minutes because he's not a threat, because he's laying on the freaking ground with his arms behind his back. That's what I don't get. And that's where the problem comes from. That is the problem. Police brutality is the problem, and the fact that black people get preyed on almost. It's almost like we are preyed on and picked on. Why white officers are so intimidated by black men, I don't get it, but it's not fair. I made eye contact, suit and tie. My wife could come down here and tell you right now. I was on my way to an interview in a suit and tie in a 2016 vehicle. Because I made eye contact with an officer, I looked at my wife and I told her he about to pull me over because I made eye contact with him. Meanwhile, I got on a suit and freaking tie. Guess what he did? Pulled out, sped all the way up the street with his damn lights on like I was some type of thug or criminal because I was black. When we moved into this house right here, cops swooped up in front of my damn house, man. Because I was black, because I was the new black dude in the neighborhood. Man. All right. So anyways, back to police brutality. The issue is cops. I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but cops don't have, like, it's like organized fucking crime. I'm sorry for my language. It's like organized crime, right? They can smack somebody, beat a black man, stump a black man, shoot a black man, and there's no repercussions. There's no punishment. There's no penalty, which if you think about the psyche of people, dog, if you think about the psyche of people, if you go steal something out of a store and you don't get caught, what you think you're going to go back and do? If you go to the casino and you win money, you're going to go back and win more money, right? It's the nature of people. So if police officers know that I can kill a black man with all the evidence pointing against me, with footage, with proof, I know I can kill this dude and get off. That's where the issue is. The issue is systemic. The issue is Black Lives Matter, but the issue starts systemically at the core of the judicial system. That's the problem. Oh, man. Let me take a sip of coffee. We have watched it time and time again. Time and time again. Unarmed black man gunned down by police officers. And this will be a good way to segue into the Black Lives Matter. I'm kind of jumping around, but whatever. You know what? All lives matter. Okay? I know people get mad at people for saying all lives matter. All lives do matter. On a day-to-day basis, all lives matter. And I say that about people, dogs, cats, tigers, lions, bears. All life matters. But the same people saying that don't have the room to say that, because they are not putting the same priority on black life as white life. That's where the issue comes in. You can't say all lives matter, but not address that blacks are still being picked on. Blacks are still being killed by police and nothing's happening to them. That's why when people say don't come in here with that all lives matter shit, that's why they say that, because you can't address all lives matter if you're not willing to address black lives matter. And why do we feel like black lives matter? Black lives matter, and let's talk, this is a segue into prejudice. White prejudice. I'm sorry, not prejudice, privilege. My mistake. White privilege. Okay. Again, let me say this. I love white people. I love all people. But if any white person tells you that white privilege is not a real thing, they are a goddamn liar. Right? They're a liar. Let me tell you what white privilege isn't, for people that are confused about what white privilege isn't. People think that, and again, I love white people. I'm not attacking all white people. I'm attacking racist white people. Or white people who want to act like this is not an issue. When over the last 15 years, I can count more black men on my fingers and toes, and probably 3 other people who have been killed for no reason. No reason is, okay, I'll step back. Not for no reason, because the truth is, a lot of times, and we're going to get back to white privilege in 1 second. I say this to my friends, family. A lot of times, if you just keep your nose clean, you ain't got to worry about police. Most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. I don't get pulled over a lot because I don't speed. I don't do stuff to make police want to see what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out in the streets being loud, disrespectful, starting shit. Like, so part of that is, if you keep your nose clean, you don't have to worry about a lot of police interactions. However, that does not mean that a police officer may not be having a bad day and want to mess with you because you black, right? And I'm also not saying that just because you did not follow directions, or you chose to rob a store, or you chose to do this, or you chose to do that, that you deserve to get killed by police. Now that that's out the way, before anybody try to like pin me for that. White privilege. What the hell is white privilege? Right? White privilege is not, a lot of white people are saying, yo, I have a bad life too. No, you are missing the fucking point. The point is not to say that you don't or you cannot have a bad life as a white person. I know white people who I have it way better than when it comes to monetary, where I am in life, etc. Just like you do. Just like everybody else. White privilege is the privilege that allows you to walk up to an officer and yell in his face and not get shot. That's privilege. White privilege is me and you going into the same interview on the same day for the same position with the same credentials, and you getting the job instead of me because your appearance. That's white privilege. White privilege is not having to ride around and look at your rear view mirror every time you in a car, hoping that a cop does not get behind you having a bad day because you might not make it out that situation. That is white privilege. White privilege is not white privilege is not saying that you white privilege is not saying that you don't have a rough life or that you can't have a rough life. I know white people with rough lives. White privilege is something totally different. And if you sit there and defend white privilege like it's not a real thing, then you are part of the issue. Now, is it your fault that you're white? No. Is it your fault that you have white privilege? No, it's not, and I'm not blaming you for that. However, with you knowing that white privilege is a thing, for you to stand by and not say nothing, that's the problem. It got to start from within. The solution, the system, everybody's mentality has to change. All the protesting and rioting in the world is not going to change until systemically the issue is fixed. And I'm just being honest. Man, I get so emotional about this because I'm seeing it every day. I'm turning on the fucking TV every day, and I'm watching cops who are supposed to be protecting, serving the cities that they asked to work for, beating people. I've been seeing people getting shot in the face with rubber bullets that are literally ripping chunks of skin off. I've been watching people get tear gassed, watching National Guard ride up on people's porches while they sitting at home on their own fucking porches getting tear gassed. Which is, I get so angry, man. I get so angry because the leader of the country, instead of saying, yo, this is an issue, we're going to do everything we can to solve it, will rather just call in the National Guard to cause more unnecessary conflict. Now let's talk about looting. Let's talk about that, because there's been a lot of talk about that. And listen, y'all could be mad at me. I don't give a shit. You can unfollow me. I don't care. I do not agree with the looting and destroying of business. And there's a reason. Now let me step back before I get into the reason. I understand the why behind why people feel like, yo, we need to do something else because peaceful protest is not working. Did this stream go out? Not really sure what happened. Okay. All right. I thought the stream stopped. I'm sorry. So I understand why people are so angry and why people feel like now, since y'all don't want to listen, since we did this the right way every single time, yet nothing changes and y'all still feel it's okay to shoot us, gang up on us, put y'all foot on our necks for 9 minutes. Now we got to tear some shit up. That's the mentality. Now, the reason I don't agree with it, even though I understand it, and before I move forward, you got to put yourself in the situation of black people, right? Imagine you are in a school. There's a kid that's picking on you. And you trying to do the right thing. You trying to leave him alone. Your parents told you, only hit him if he hits you back. Your parents told you, you don't start it, you finish it. And you try to do the right shit. You try not to fight. You try not to argue. You try to avoid conflict. Eventually, when somebody keep pushing you, you're going to swing back. Right? And that's the mentality of the looting, the destroying. People feel like right now, because you guys are not listening, y'all continue to treat us like animals, like property, like our lives are not as worthy as your lives. Since y'all won't listen to us, this is the only choice we got. So since y'all don't want to listen, we're going to tear shit up. That's the mentality behind it. And I understand the mentality 100% because I'm like that on a day-to-day basis. If you keep pushing me, eventually I'm flipping. But I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it because I'm a business owner, yo. I've seen some of these stupidest comments. Property doesn't matter. First of all, I'm just going to throw two names out there, right? A black husband and a black wife. They started a business. And they liquidated their 401k. They liquidated all of their retirement money to get this store started. And they rely on this business income to take care of their children, their loved ones, their family, their house, etc. They rely on this business income from this business that they built, that they risked everything to open this store. And they're not part of the problem. They're not the ones oppressing everybody. They're not the ones putting foots on neck and brutalizing people. So why is it okay for them to have to pay for something they didn't do? That's why I don't agree with it. Y'all are taking the fight to the wrong people. Even though, like I said, I understand it, I don't agree because these people, y'all keep saying they got insurance. Have you never had your insurance lapse? What if you ran up in a store, you destroyed their store, and this just happened to be an off week or off month, money was tight, they couldn't afford to pay the insurance, and it lapsed for 3 days, and then that 3 days their store got ransacked? What do you tell that family? That's why I don't agree with it, man. There are other ways, which we're going to talk about in a minute. There are other ways to kill this problem. There are other ways to get to the root of this issue. And looting everybody, destroying everybody's property is not the answer. It's not the answer, because these are the same stores, the same businesses that y'all want to turn around and patronize next week. The same businesses you want to walk to at the corner store and go get milk and beer and cigarettes that you want to tear their shit down. It's stupid, man. I understand it. I totally get it. Sometimes I want to flip out and destroy everything. But it's not the right thing to do. It's not the right thing to do, because the people that you're doing it to have nothing to do with this. That's why it's not the right thing to do. Now, police stations, I mean, you know, flip a cop car or two, that's different. But leave your small businesses alone. Leave your small business owners alone. Leave them alone. That is their way of life. We all make money some type of way. If somebody swept in, let's just say you had a house that you've been working hard on, and would you like it if somebody came and ransacked your shit for something you had nothing to do with? All right. Okay. The way you hit somebody is if you want to destroy something, stop spending money. Gravix Reviews just said it best. Stop spending money. Shop elsewhere. If there's a company you don't like what they represent, you don't like the CEO because the CEO is a fucking racist, shop somewhere else. Stop spending your money there. That does way more damage long term than them filing an insurance claim on their structure. Quit patronizing them. Tell 10 people to stop patronizing them. Them 10 people will go tell 10 other people, and that spreads like wildfire. You can harm a business way more by not spending money, because what is a business? A business is in business to make money. All right, how do we fix this, man? How do we fix this? I am sick of being scared. I am sick of getting in my car every day wondering, is my wife gonna have to tell my children something happened today because a police officer had a bad day and decided that daddy was a threat? One of the most loving, caring men that most people, that anybody, like, people will tell you, I'm one of the most giving, caring people ever. And I'm sick of walking around every day scared. And I'm not scared. It's a fear of getting into a altercation with an officer. I try to do everything right. I get pulled over, my hands are out the window, I'm armed. I get pulled over, I'm going to do what you say. But that doesn't mean that there's going to be that there won't be an officer with a bad day, with a bad agenda. So how do we fix it? I think the first part has to deal with voting, right? Voting is huge. And I'm not talking about the president. And you know, let's talk about him real quick before I wrap this up. Let's talk about the president. This fucking racist. Let's talk about him. CJ Knows Tech says something that was profound to me the other day, because I was thinking about if the president has the absolute power to, on a state level, make a police department arrest officers. And I don't know if a president, you know, I'm not a politician, I don't know, but I don't think a president has that I'm about to get to some of these comments in a minute. I don't think the president has the absolute authority to go to a state level and mandate that a police department arrests an officer. So what's up everybody that coming through, man? It's real right now. I'm just letting y'all know it's real. But I don't think the president has that authority. Okay? So with that being said, have you noticed that the leader of this country has not addressed any of this? And when CJ said what I'm about to say, I'm like, you know what, man? That makes sense. Sometimes all people want to know is that you ever did something in school and all you wanted was for your mom to let you know it's going to be all right anyways? That's what the nation wants, man. If the leader of the country will come out and say, you know what, it is time to put a stop to systemic racism, and you have my word, my oath, that I'm going to do everything I can in my power as the leader of this nation to solve this problem, people will feel a whole lot different. Instead of seeing this asshole come on TV and basically wave his military wallet around about, if people don't want to listen, then we'll bring in National Guard, do this, do that. And I get it from a presidential perspective, like, but it's the right thing to do it, man. And that's not the right way to do it as the leader of a nation. And then you also got to think about all of our allies and adversaries. How stupid do we look as a nation to every other country out there? Why do you think other countries are starting to unite with this movement? Because we look like idiots. Yeah, that asshole. I'm surprised somebody haven't assassinated him yet or tried to. I'm just being honest. Anyways, how do we fix the problem? Let's talk about police brutality first. No, actually, let's talk about white privilege first. Let's talk about Black Lives Matter, then we'll talk about white privilege. Black Lives Matter. I kind of touched on this earlier. A lot of people have been saying, which I'm not gonna lie, I agree with this. A lot of people have been saying the same energy y'all are putting into the Black Lives movement, I want to see y'all put the same energy into black people killing black people. I'm not mad at that statement. I wouldn't say that to take away from what's going on, because what's going on is hugely important. But it's also, that's a point. That's a good point, man. Black people kill each other in the hordes every day. And if you black, I want you to keep standing 10 toes down for the Black Lives Matter movement, because this is us. We need it. But I also want you to feel this strongly about your brothers and sisters in the streets killing each other every fucking day. I want y'all to feel strongly about that too. I'm not saying that that's more important than Black Lives Matter, because this racism, white privilege is something that it's been around for longer than any of us know. But I do want y'all to have the same passion, the same energy when Mike kills Jerry in the street. I want y'all to have that same energy, because that's an issue too. I just haven't talked about it because I don't want to take away from all of these lives that were lost in vain, all of these people that lost their lives to this point that did not deserve it because of their skin color. I know I'm on a tangent, but you can't tell me that. I'm sorry to say chick. I don't want to say chick. That's disrespectful. If anybody knows her name, the young lady that was killed by police when they ran in the wrong apartment. The wrong apartment. And shot her 8 times. If you know her name, please put her name in the video. But she didn't deserve that. Do you think if that was a white woman that they would have shot her 8 times? No, they would not have, because other people are not perceived as threats as black people. But all right, let me get back on subject. How do we fix the problem? How do we fix this? How do we fix a problem that is so deep rooted, going back years? How do you fix that problem? And it has to start, first of all, with the system. And then everything else will trickle down. It has to start with the system. The police being able to use the amount of force that they are using against people, especially black people. We're not even take out against people, it's against black people. Because I gotta go back. I'm gonna finish that. But I just can't understand, and I'm sorry I keep going backwards. I just can't understand how a black man with no weapons is no threat. I mean, it's such a huge threat, yet a white man can literally shoot up a school, a hotel, a park, a movie theater, and he is not a threat. He gets handcuffed and taken to jail, where he gets put in solitary, gets 3 meals a day, gets to sleep and everything else. But a black man with no gun is a threat. Come on, man. Breonna Taylor, thank you. That's the name I was looking for. Anyways, back on subject. Number one, they need to take the power away from officers. That's one of the biggest things that can change this. At least from a judicial perspective. It's not going to cure racism, but this is how you start to eliminate the issue and the corruption, because it's corruption. It's corruption. It is organized crime in the judicial system. Officers have to be held accountable. It should not ever be again where an officer kills a black man and he, instead of going to a grand jury, just gets federally indicted and federally sentenced. No. Why, if that is capital murder and he don't have to sit in front of a grand jury where the jury gets to decide what the outcome is? No, that's bullshit. I don't care. I don't buy it. That should never ever happen in a case like any of these cases, man. Period. These cops cannot shoot a man because, I fear for my life because he coughed on me like a mouse, and the only thing that they get is suspended, get put on desk duty. They get 2 years. They get an involuntary manslaughter. It's not cool, because what that does is it spreads a message to every other person that don't have the right mindset, that's wearing a badge, that it is okay for me to throw my power around. It is okay for me to take out my service weapon, load it with 9mm hollow points, and discharge multiple rounds into an unarmed black man, because I know I'm going to get off. That cannot happen. Increase the penalty, make an example out of these stupid officers, and I guarantee you that it will make other officers, if they see that, they ain't playing no more. The state ain't playing no more. Federal is not playing no more. We can't just kill unarmed people, especially black ones, and get away with it. That changes things. That changes the mentality. Right? That changes the mentality. It's the same thing with every other problem out there. The issue is not hard to solve. When it comes to police brutality, it's not hard to solve. You start at the root of it. There should be no slap on the wrist, death duty, corporate punishment. No. You kill a man, there's no way you should be free the next day. Because if I kill a man, I'm not free the next day. If I kill a police officer because I fear for my life, I'm going to jail for the rest of my life. And officers should be held to the same standard. Unless somebody used deadly force against you, you should not be able to do the same. That's the first part. You want the system to change, start with penalizing the officers who are committing these fucking crimes. Because they're crimes. They're murders. The second issue has to start with, the second solution has to come from whites. And again, I'm going to say this. Every white person is not a racist. I know beautiful white people. Absolutely beautiful white people. And some of them are my closest friends. But white people have to check their privilege. And if you are a white person and you don't think you have privilege, you need to check your privilege. Because you have it. Whether you asked for it or not, whether you realize it or not, you have it. And that same privilege you can turn around and use to help the solution. What can you do? I'm not asking you to go out and smack police officers. I'm not asking you to do anything more than acknowledge it. Once one person acknowledges it, guess what happens? The next person does. And people have crowd mentality. If 40 white people are saying it is unfair how blacks are treated, imagine how many people that they can affect. And imagine how many people those people can affect. And then it's a cascade, it's a ripple, it rolls downhill. So part of the other issue is to check your privilege. The third thing we need to do is vote. And I'm not gonna lie, like I haven't voted for state for mayors and governors, but I tell you what, I'm gonna do it. Because I'm starting to see how fucked up the system is. Because the wrong people are in power. The wrong people have authority. And part of fixing it is to get the right people there who are representative of change, who are representative of getting rid of some of these issues. The fourth issue is, Devin just hit it on the head. I've been peeking down at the comments. Removing years of passed down unnecessary hate on a particular race from people, that's a change that needs to happen. Absolutely. Some of you racists need to ask yourself, why do you truly not like black people? Why do you hate black people so much? Have you ever thought about it? Because if you thought about it, it wouldn't make sense. Because if you thought about it, you would understand that there is no difference. Because if you thought about it, history could have went a whole different way and y'all could have been on the other side of it. But it's just the way the cards was dealt. Y'all got to get rid of the hate of y'all heart, man. If you hate somebody because of the color of their skin, and the issue is being taught. Children are not, you weren't born a racist. Children are not born hating a race. They are fed it. And when they're fed it at a young age, at an early age, when they're impressionable and they don't know no better, it becomes their reality. So it's got to start. It has to start. It's got to start with white people acknowledging their privilege and using it to spread awareness. Because even though you might not think that shit helps, every single person opening their mouth, tweeting about it, talking about it, that pushes the narrative. That shifts the paradigm. But you have to do it. It starts with parents teaching their children that there is no such thing as racial inequality. All of my children are black. Guess what? They got white friends, black friends, Indian friends, from every nationality. Because we teach them you're no better than them and they're no better than you. That has to happen across the board. That's how you fix it. If everybody would just if everybody would do these small things, erase the hate. Erase the hate. Erase the hate you got in your damn heart just because somebody's skin look different than yours. You sound stupid. You sound stupid, like hating somebody else because their skin is darker than yours. I can't help that I got this. And it's not just, I mean, it's majority, like that historically, presently is majority black. But just like Josh said, people just got to get rid of the hate, period. You hating on somebody because they a certain sexual preference, or because they're a certain skin color, or because they're a certain religious preference. Mind your damn business. Get rid of the hate. It's so easy to not hate. And if you do hate somebody that much, disassociate yourself with them. All right, I gotta address a comment real quick. All right, and I'm gonna fly back through these because I'm just about to wrap this up. But there's a comment that Mike Mena just said. Some of the white YouTubers, though, it's painful watching some of them. They're trying, but damn, some of the shit y'all are saying. Okay, I just feel like that's an unfair statement because I get it. I get it. Some of it's cringe. Some of it, I put out a tweet yesterday about what's his name, Logan Paul. He tweeted out something, made this big deal about it. People ripped him to shit about it being disingenuous, about it being a lie, a perp, publicity stunt. I mean, like, you got to think. You're asking people to do one thing, but when they do it, you want to tell them that's not how we want you to do it. Or you want to tell them that's not good enough. Like, I had to defend Logan Paul because, yes, he's a shitty human being. Logan, I don't care if you in this stream. Your shit. But he still went out of his way to try to bring awareness to something. Even if yesterday he was a terrible person. Even if this morning he had an epiphany like, you know what, I am ready for change. I'm going to speak out about it. We can't turn around and bash the same people we just asked them for help. That's stupid. No, I'm sorry, Mike. I don't agree, man. That's stupid. Like, that's stupid. That's like you asking somebody for help and then getting mad at them because they helped you because they didn't help you the way you wanted them to help you. Don't ask for their help then. And I like, no disrespect, dog. We all got our opinions. I feel no ill type of way towards you. You know, we all got opinions, but I don't agree. You know what's crazy? When I first saw Logan Paul's video, and I tweeted this out. When I first saw Logan Paul's video, I'm like, man, that is fake. And then I checked myself, like, I'm the same person that's sitting there asking people to use white privilege to help spread awareness, and he does it and I'm banishing him for it. Whether or not I felt like it was fake or not, even if it was fake, look, you got a person with 11 million people using their platform to try to bring awareness, whether it's 100% genuine or not. It brings awareness. If he ain't real, he got to sleep with that at night. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's really all I have. I have a film coming out within the next couple of days that kind of drives this narrative home a little bit further. I'm gonna go through some of these comments real quick because I am basically I'm done venting. I feel a lot better after saying a lot of this stuff, but there's a lot of comments, so let's take a minute and go through the comments. All right, love everybody, y'all. Like, for real. I'm not saying like everybody because there's a lot of people I don't like. For no, you don't. Sometimes you just don't like somebody for no reason, but don't hate them. Don't hate them because of how they look or the color of their skin. People cannot help what they're born into. And I'm telling you that those of you who have parents and grandparents who are still stuck in this racist mindset, you got to realize that they're wrong. I get it. It's grandma. She makes the best cookies. She makes the best whatever. It's grandpa. Well, guess what? Grandpa's a racist. And that's the same person you taking your kids around and then wondering why he over there slapping racism on the back of their necks. Realize, man. All right, let me go through some of these comments. All right, so I'm going to start right here. Graphics review said, have to hit people in their power at their wallet with no money, they have no power. Agreed. Ariel, vote with your wallet. Agreed. Graphics, dialogue, transparency, respect, and accountability is all I'm asking for. I don't expect you to go fight police or to go stand in a police officer's face. Even though you could, because white privilege. I couldn't do that, but hey, I'm not asking you to do that because it's just for what? But social media is our biggest weapon. It is our biggest platform. We can reach every single corner of this earth. Everybody has a voice on social media. Use it. Andy saying, good morning from Japan. Wow, bro. Wow. Thank you very much for coming. And respect to you. Navy veteran. I have the utmost respect for anybody who voluntarily went to serve for your nation's military, whether it's US, China, whatever. Thank you for your service. You mean the dude that tear gas protesters just so you can take pictures in front of the church? That guy, yeah. Yeah, he's hiding in a bunker now because he's a dumbass. And I've been transparent about Donald Trump. I don't think all of his decisions during his presidency have been bad. He's actually made some good calls. He's just an idiot. He has no formal leadership about himself. He does not know how to talk to people. Everything is about money and power with him. And he's anyways. I think Dwayne Johnson said it in his video. Where is our leader when we need him the most? Hey. I would gladly vote The Rock for president. No joke. Hell, I will vote for that couch over there for president right now. Y'all see this couch right here? I will vote for that couch for president over Donald Trump. And again, that's not because I think he's a terrible president. I think he's a terrible person. Our people, yeah, my wife says he's a terrible president. Hey, I think all the presidents are shit, Obama included. Obama just knew how to speak, and Obama had a way of making you believe what he was saying. And I'm not saying that everything he said was a lie, because he did some good and some bad for the White House. But that's every president. All right. Are people still rioting? Yes. A lot of it's more peaceful now, but people are still, I'm sorry, that was stupid. Are people still rioting, not protesting? Yes, people are still rioting. Jay Cuban, thanks for taking the time to talk to us today. No, man, thank you for coming through. Mitchell 245, I do one better about the looting. If we want economic viability and say we're being oppressed, then why burn down a black-owned business that manages to eke out a living facing all the hurdles? Yeah, that's what I said. I understand the premise of why people feel like we have to destroy stuff, because generationally, systemically, peaceful protest has not worked. So what other choice? What do y'all want us to do? But I don't agree with destroying small businesses, because a lot of business owners, that is their lifeline. That is their only source of income. Biggest gang in the world, absolutely. 100% organized crime. Yep, most of the time they get no penalty. Absolutely, that is the problem. It's hard, man. Pete Vlog said it's hard, man. Police need better training, and they need to be brought to justice anytime they do something wrong. Kids in school need teaching. More money needs spent on people in poverty. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And there's a, you just uncover the angle, right? Listen. And I say this with all due respect, because, and I can relate because I've been there. When you are not in poverty anymore, you don't want to do things to risk what you built, right? And I think the reason I'm saying that is because I do think they need to put more into impoverished communities, because the people there and I got to speak slowly and thoughtfully right now. The people there feel like they have nothing else to give. They have nothing else to lose. So to them, they have to resort to having no money. They have to resort to doing things that possibly we wouldn't do, such as stealing, etc., which then in turn lands them in bad situations with police. I absolutely think we can trick off, and this is what Donald Trump tricked off in excess of $400 million the second week he was in presidency, shooting off a Moab and over an 80 Tomahawk cruise missiles. $480 some odd million. Yet around America, there are neighborhoods where people cannot afford to eat, cannot afford public transportation, cannot afford anything. So yes, I totally agree. A lot of times people in poverty don't have a way out. They don't have a way out because there's nothing else around them but poverty. There's no well-paying jobs around them. There's no means to get an education if they have no money. So yes, that is absolutely, and I'm glad you said that. It's part of the problem. Police officers also, I'm gonna just throw this out there. They're training as shit, man. I got more training than a police officer. Yet those are the ones we want to give authority to kill. Yeah, we were trained in the military about the use of deadly force, and clearly police officers need this training as well. You know what's crazy? In the military, you don't use deadly force unless authorized by your commander. I mean, unless you just in a person-to-person combat situation and you are being shot at or killed. A lot of times when those teams are overseas, they don't just have absolute power or authority to just go kill somebody. Snipers have to get clearance. You know, when they are using bigger systems, when they're using jets and helicopters, they have to get authority before pressing fire. Before that, everything has to be cross-checked. They have to be verified. Getting others to acknowledge white privilege is the challenge. Like you said, they hear privilege and they immediately go to wealth status, but got to keep trying. Hey, all it takes for people to keep pushing the narrative forward. Rome wasn't built overnight. What I will say is I am very, and it's unfortunate that king had to have his life taken. And a lot of our brothers and sisters have had their lives taken in cold blood by police. This was bound to happen because nothing was being done. People are sick and tired of watching black people die at the hands of police. They're sick of it. Especially, like, you do have a lot of people out there who are against racism. A lot of people with social media, like, you get to see people of all walks of life. You get to personally know that black dude that otherwise probably would have been a shitty thief to you. You get to know him on a personal level. You get to understand that, oh, that's really a father. That's really a man with a family. Look at me. A lot of people might look at me like, oh yeah, he's just some thug. But then that's on face value. But you might watch my YouTube videos or my Instagram posts and find out that, yo, I actually got a business. I actually am a father. I'm actually a husband. I actually have several streams of income. I actually try to motivate every single life I touch. Without social media, without the internet, that you wouldn't have been afforded that opportunity. So yeah, social media is one of the biggest weapons we have in this fight. The other problem with getting the right people into government, because only the well-funded get into power. True. How you think Donald Trump got his way in? How you think Donald Trump got there? He bought his way in. There should be a limit set on anyone running for president, so it should be a fair race. Absolutely. Totally agree. Yeah, there are good police officers, but there's a pattern of institutional oppression and abuse and hatred. That's the soul sickness that exists. Yes, and it's within the system, police departments. Mike Mina, thanks for speaking out, man. I'm a big fan. I'm so happy the tech people are finally speaking up. Hey man, like I said, we might not have the same views, same opinions. I still love you, man, as a person. So thanks for supporting, man. Thanks for coming in here and supporting. I appreciate that. Jimmy is promo. 2020 is a pivotal moment in history. Really is. Bad shit happened on a visual scale, plus a pandemic. Lots of strength and learning from this year. Yes. You know what I told my wife last night? I said, here, the big difference between every other situation where a black person was killed by a cop is this one was front and center for everybody to see. There was no, oh, he had a weapon. He possibly had a weapon. There was no, oh, he lunged at the officer and the officer feared for his life. No, this was front and center, cold-blooded murder. And the officer just had the most terrible, you won't do nothing to me look on his face. And people saw that. People saw his eyes, and anybody with any type of heart knew that shit is wrong. And it's sad that all of this had to happen for 4 officers to be handcuffed and arrested. They probably won't even get charged, but whatever. It's sad that this had to happen for that to happen. Race, hey, some of you, we talked about that. Glenn says, whites like me are guilty or privileged when we aren't active in admitting the problem of people being oppressed and are willing to be an active part of the solution. That's why I said, with all due respect, my white friends, check your privilege. I'm not saying you asked for it. I'm not saying it's fair, but you have it. And you see what that is doing to an opposing race. Opposing is the wrong word. To a different race. I'm sorry. All right, let me keep going. All right. I never understood people who hate people who they are. It comes up so childish and stupid. No need for the hate. Absolutely. Pete Vlogs. Yep, get rid of the hate. I grew up in Northern Ireland. We have been killing each other over here for years. We couldn't get in the car without looking under for a bomb. I already know. I watch a lot of the stuff that goes on over there. Yeah, like over there in Turkey, and man, it's real over there. Josh Kionis. Logan Paul is out there protesting, not worried about filming content. He's giving an example. He's giving the example people want and they still hate. Andy saying, that's why it's hard for me to say anything because I am so privileged. It feels like anything I say just comes across bandwagon. I'm so glad you said that. Listen, man. I was talking to my buddy from 368, Paul. And you know what I told him? I told him no matter what it is you do or what it is y'all say, people are going to find an angle to hate. I'm telling you, Andy, no matter what anybody says, man, speaking up about it is the right thing to do. Whether or not 4,000 people come right after you to say you're not genuine, that's fake, how can you relate? No, obviously if somebody's admitting that I cannot relate, however, I want to do what I can do to help the problem, nothing but respect. So Andy, what I say is to those people who call your efforts disingenuous or bandwagoning, fuck them. Jay Cubbett, even if fake, millions of kids believe everything he says, so at least that's what they see. Yeah, like I said, Logan Paul might not have been genuine whatsoever. It could have been a publicity stunt, but imagine the amount of people that he reached, and not every one of them felt like he was being fake. John Hill, thank you so much for sharing. No, bro, thank you for coming through. Beerly, the larger problem is that a lot of white people have these implicitly racist thought processes, myself included. There's a lot of stuff that's been so ingrained in my head that I have to recognize. Yeah. And fight against. That's why I said, like, a lot of it starts with our grandparents and our parents that gave us these thoughts. And I get it. Like, it's hard to rid yourself of those thoughts, or I get it, man. I think the big thing is realizing the problem. As long as you realize the problem, that's all that matters. As long as you realize the issue and you start working towards the solution, I can't ask nothing more from you. I grew up in a small, the racism, yeah, the racism isn't just explicitly shouting racial slurs. Absolutely right. Andy said, I grew up in a small town in Ohio, so I definitely know what you mean. Love me silly 7, cool tat. This one? It's Leo season. My dad was racist, even though he tried to hide it. One of my many reasons I distanced him as I grew older. Hey, man. If my parents were racist, if they were still alive, I would tell them to hell with you. Family don't mean friends. Wrong is wrong. C-Kid Tech, we need a dictator, not a leader. Absolutely. Jay Cubbit, interesting comment. I have privilege and I'm happy to have it. Everyone should have it, but they don't. That's the real problem. Everybody should have some type of privilege. You know what? You're right. Everybody does have some type of privilege. But that also, like, you can't undermine white privilege because it is a huge driving factor of what's going on. KB from LV, what up, by the way? This crap needs to stop, period. America needs to join together and be as one. Color is not a basis for racism. We need to speak as one. I am white. I know how you feel since I went to the joint. Absolutely. Chat like that doesn't help C-Kid because mainly it's a lie. That we need a dictator and not a leader. That doesn't make sense. Great point. Andy saying, I just wish Americans could travel abroad so they could see the country from the outside looking in. Lots of things would change. Ain't that crazy that I said that? You absolutely right, man. Communities in poverty have been abandoned by those in charge, period. It's disgusting, and not a single person should be elected without discussing what they plan to do about it. You know what? I totally agree. And there needs to be, like, what I am sick of with President. This is the main reason why I'm not a voter, but I'm changing that. Because you can say all of that crap you want to. Obama, great leader. How much stuff did he say that he never did? Every president. Bush, Trump, Clinton. They all stand up there and promise stuff that they're going to change, but they don't change. So while I want to hear them talk about it, they'll get in office and then not do anything about it. It should be a mandate for some type of, like, they just need to set up a separate department of the United States government specifically dealing with poverty. And if we have one already, they ain't shit because they don't do their job. KB from LV, politicians just say what they want you to hear. Exactly. I didn't even see your comment, but exactly. Yeah, there are levels of force in reference to the military, and deadly force is only authorized in specific instances. So, absolutely. That's what I went back to with the U.S. military. They don't just walk around shooting people. There are, you know the crazy part? There's a such thing in the military called war crimes. And people in the military are punished more than police force for war crimes. They don't play about that in the military. They need to adopt the same mentality in local police departments. Before anyone tries to say most cops are good, they need to ask themselves, how many cops you know that have arrested another cop? That's effed up when you think about it. Yes, here's the thing, Jay. Here's the thing, Jay. We keep saying that we need police officers to intervene when their partner is doing something stupid. Okay. First of all, I agree. But on the flip side, every officer don't want that responsibility on their back. Perspective. At your job, if somebody next to you is doing something crazy, you about to go snitch on them? So while I agree, like police officers, hey, if your partner's doing something out of line, man, slap him. Tell him to stop. Call your sergeant and tell him, yo, like in that video I showed at the beginning where that huge dude was just beating the shit out that dude with handcuffs on, and his partner is just standing there. She should have been on the radio. Or she should have pulled out her taser. You know he is unlawfully beating the crap out of somebody. Stop him. That's what they should do, but can we really expect every officer to do that? I just think it's unrealistic. Even though I do think, yes, it's a viable solution. However, I think it is unrealistic to expect every police officer to check their partner in the heat of the moment. If that makes sense. All right, a few more comments and then we'll start to wrap this up. Yeah, it's called the blue line. They don't turn each other in. Like, I mean, should they? Yeah, but just like your job, like you're not about to go snitch on the person next. I mean, you got some people who will snitch, but as a whole, most people don't. You would think that with the stakes being so much higher with people's lives and weapons and death, etc., that more cops would want to step up to their partner, but they don't. People who have said that they are not racist are being blind to what is happening, but just puts you on the side of the racist. I think being blind to it does. There's a difference between being blind to it and not wanting to speak up about it. Me and my wife was talking about this last night. Like, I get not everybody is gonna want to be a part of this fight, even though they should be, right? And for those people, I say it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay if you don't want to go arguing with people on Twitter or protesting or whatever. But I do encourage you to find some type of way to help. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. A lot of people don't want confrontation. There are a lot of people who, they're not racist. They just don't want nothing to do with this. Some people just want to stay in their own bubble. And it could be absolute destruction outside, everywhere. And they just want to stay in their own bubble because that's their safe zone. And I as a person who has to force myself out of being like that, I understand it. So I can't fault people for not wanting to be a part of the fight. I think ignoring it is a form of racism, but I can't say just because somebody didn't step up and fight the fight that their cause is unjust. You know what I'm saying? I hope I articulated that right. But I agree to a point. Pete Vlogs, you've always spoken well and I appreciate it. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Hey, Mario 031976. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I really I appreciate it, but at the end of the day, I will not be keeping those funds. I will be donating that to Jonathan Morrison. Not to him, but there's a link in Jonathan Morrison's video where you can donate. I will turn around and take that $20 and send it to the NAACP. I appreciate the thought, man. Jay Kubik, I used to watch baseball with my grandfather as a kid, and he would actually yell, "Look at that end run." I truly believe that was the day I first saw how stupid racism is. It's still out there too. The crazy part is, like I said, a lot of our parents and grandparents are the cause of it. I hope that means more people get to the booths or mail in their ballots, more election this year. I will be one. I'm guilty of not voting. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna change. Yeah, Josh Kionis, why call it United States of America if we are not really united? This racism needs to stop. We should all be as one. Absolutely agree. Agree every president needs to be held accountable. If they don't make at least one change as promised while running in the first year, you out. Yo, that's our fault. That's our fault. It's because we don't vote. It's because we re-elect presidents. We re-elect presidents that shouldn't be re-elected. That we re-elect presidents who gave us all of these damn promises and didn't do nothing. and then we turn around and re-elect them. That's our fault, and I'm part of that problem, which I don't have a problem saying I'm working on getting that fixed. Yeah, Jay, I think we're on the same page with the privilege thing, man. Andy Sands said the war crimes are very real, and we get what's called non-judicial punishment, which can be more severe than a civilian trial. Yeah, disorderly discharge. Dishonorable discharge is one of those types of things that can affect you for the rest of your life if you are dishonorably discharged from the military. So it may not be like corporal punishment, but yeah. Hey, Jonathan Morrison, thanks for coming through, man. I appreciate you. I have funneled everybody, if you still ain't here, to your video to make donations, and I'll be sending my donations after this video also. KB from LV, thank you for being honest with us, Terry. Always standing with you. Hey, man, y'all know how I get out. I don't sugarcoat. I don't care if don't nobody like my opinion. I don't give a shit. I'm going to say what I got to say. Beerly, I got to bounce. Thanks for sharing your thoughts, and thanks for the chat. Thanks for coming through, man. Javier Mercedes, man, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Love the setup. This little thing right here, man, just sitting on the chair. Yeah, it trickles down to the senators, House Representatives, and other elected officials too. Pay close attention to those as well. Money speaks more than voting. Clean them all out. Washington and mayors, etc., need to go, period. Yes. All right, man. So to wrap this up, first of all, I do want to thank everybody for coming through and being supportive. This is a difficult time for a lot of people with this skin color. It's a difficult time for people, period. And it is amazing to see, even in the midst of everything going on, coronavirus, racism, police brutality, it's amazing to see so many people unite, to see people from other countries unite, to see businesses, companies, people with huge platforms like Jonathan Morrison, Casey Neistat, to name two people that I talk to often. It is amazing to see so many people who don't have to stand up for the greater cause. And it's, rest in peace to everybody who has been harmed from police brutality, especially blacks. I just want to be able to get in my car and take a drive and not worry about a cop getting behind me and a gun possibly getting pointed in my face because of how I look. If you are white, you have white privilege. You didn't ask for it. It is not your fault you have it. However, I want you to realize that your white privilege, respectfully, can do a ton to help solve this problem. Please speak up, donate, tweet it out. Every single little bit helps to fix this issue. And I really hope this time around that things change. I hope those officers, they deserve it. They deserve to have their lives snatched from them for the rest of their lives, because that family, Breonna Taylor, Tamir Rice, George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, the list goes on and on. Ahmaud Arbery, even though it wasn't police, from racist, from terrorist. Nobody deserves to be treated like that. Black people are not dogs. We're not property. And neither is anybody else. Nobody. So I want you to think about that the next time one of those hateful thoughts crosses your heart. I'm sorry if I offended anybody in the stream. If I did, it just is what it is. Like, some people got to talk about this. This stream will be live for another 2 or 3 days if you missed it. Again, thank you all for your support. On the channel we have, let me check. We have about 140 subs to go until we hit 10,000. So I just wanted to thank everybody who has supported this channel, who continues to support. 150 subs to go. We'll get there in the next couple days. Again, before I hop off of here, if you want to donate to the cause, if you want to give back to the cause, even if it's not monetary, there's 1,000 ways you can help. Even if it's not monetary, do your part, man. All it takes sometimes is a tweet, just speaking up about it. Just those words, like they affect other people. They move on to other people, and that's what we need. That's what we need. So I'm about to end this stream. I have a video, like I said, coming out on this, just a short film that I've been making over the last about week. So it'll be out in the next couple of days. But I love all y'all, man, and thank you. That's all I got for you. Peace and chicken grease. I'm out. Stay safe. Get rid of the hate. And let's do everything we can to change this fucking problem. All right? Peace.